EPA Delay Meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for November 14th, 2022. It is Monday, back to work. And the Monday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Kinsley's is the world's largest ShopRite, and the ShopRite logo means they're all about food, they're all about savings, and they're all about you. We're now deep into football season, and Kinsley's has all of your favorite tailgating foods ready to serve, including shrimp, vegetable, and fruit platters, legendary wings, 6-foot hoagies, and a lot more. Stop in and speak with Kevin, their catering guru, and start tailgating today in style. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania, proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. The theme this entire week is going to be the cold. Okay, we're going to be colder than average for the majority of it, actually all of it, really. It's just what degree of cold we're going to be. It's going to be just a little bit, or is it going to be a lot? And there's a couple occasions where it's going to be a lot. Okay, so today we're generally running about 8 degrees below average today. Big high pressure over top of the region today, which means mostly sunny skies. You can see in the icon above me. 42 to 48 is the spread of temperatures today from northwest to southeast, which is pretty chilly compared to what we've been dealing with, and it's also cooler than average by about 7-8 degrees, right? Tomorrow, maybe a slight difference in the interior, a little bit lower, but you can see the rain-snow icon on there because we have some snow. Snow to talk about here for the interior regions, and we'll get to that here now going forward. This is the GFS that ran this evening, and it shows this storm system coming in from the southwest. This is after a mostly sunny day today, mostly clear night tonight, right? We'll have an increase in clouds on Tuesday, and then we get toward evening. We'll have the opportunity for some rain and snow showers to move into the area. I think the interior and northern areas will get these snow showers first, which will change at some point before it ends, very late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning as rain. Change to rain in those areas. But there could be some minor accumulations of snow, especially in areas of elevation. This is the kind of stuff you get this time of year in November, unless you have a really strong organized system off the southeastern coast here, or actually, excuse me, off the mid-Atlantic coast. And we don't have that. It's a rather weak system, so it's not going to be enough to draw in enough cold air to get this thing really cranking a little bit further south. And the timing's not going to be as such that we're going to have more areas involved. This came in 6 hours later, and the cloud, you had some time for some radiational cooling prior to getting here. Areas further southeast would get a little bit more involved in this, but alas, that is not the case. And this was always going to be a timing issue. This time of year, it's always going to be a timing issue with trying to thread the needle here, and that's what we're doing. So here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar. This is the 3-kilometer NAM, and this is starting off at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So you have an increase of clouds prior, and this is coming in a lot earlier. So instead of coming in at like 10, 11 o'clock at night when more areas would get involved in snow, it's not going to be cold enough for those southeastern areas. I think your dividing line is generally I-78 for any wintry precipitation at all, okay? And along I-78, you might have a brief mix of rain and snow, some snowflakes mixing with the rain, but then it's going to go very quickly over to rain, so there's not expecting any accumulations there. But you see all this blue up in the northern areas, especially up toward I-80 as you go between State College, Williamsport, and over to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area. You're going to have some snow initially, and in areas of elevation especially, you're going to have some minor accumulations with this. But this goes through the night here, and you'll have areas in our far northwestern portions of our coverage area that could hold on to some snow a little bit longer. And same thing with areas of elevation. This pink here is actually, the model's showing freezing rain here, but this is probably not freezing rain. This is probably just a mix of rain and snow, and it's trying to figure that out there with the algorithm. But it's either way, there is some snow here at the onset, and then as the night progresses, it's actually the NAM holding on to this pretty long. Most other guidance does change it over, though, to rain before this ends on Wednesday morning. It actually goes back to snow at one point. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, but I don't think it's going to be anything, even though the 3-kilometer NAM is really impressed with this. If we look at the total snowfall on the European model ran this evening, this is actually pretty realistic. These are all elevation areas. All of these areas right here are following areas of elevation. All of that. Minor accumulations maybe in some lower elevations, below a certain, maybe below 1,500 feet. But these are all, a lot of these areas that I'm circling or outlining here are going to be the higher elevations where you can get generally an inch or two of snow. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few areas when you get up northwest of Lycoming County out here by Lock Haven or just north of there, you could have some areas that have they exceed slightly over 2 inches where they hold on to that snow longer before any changeover occurs. But most of these areas are generally according to 1 inch or two. Okay, not sure if this is going to be a map-worthy thing. This is probably not going to be a map-worthy thing on weather alerts. This is just going to be something we send out in our text alerts to the My Pocket Meteorologist subscribers for those affected, and we'll do that today and again on Tuesday ahead of this system. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at for total snow. Again, some of these lower valleys up here in the northern areas might have snow falling. Snow falling and snow sticking are two different things. We just talked about that plenty of times in past winters, and this is no different. Ground temperature will play a role, and timing and all that stuff. When you get up in New York, though, they might get a pretty decent amount of snow up here in the up in the Adirondacks up here in New York. So good early snowfall for them, but for our area, we're just going to be on that fringe because it's just not strong enough, or the timing's not just at the right point for us to get into a heavy accumulating snow, and it's a lot more difficult in November than it is, say, a month from now, right? So then we have behind this system, we're going to have even colder air. So we have cold air this, as you can see above me, this week. You're going to be even colder once we get to the end of the week, past this system, heading into next weekend, where temperatures are going to be struggling to get into the 30s in some places for highs, probably on either side of 40 in a couple of those days, even in our central areas. And that is because this is the temperature anomalies earlier in our week. We're generally like 8 degrees below zero, 7, 8 degrees below average, right? And then once we get out here to the second wave, here's Wednesday, we get beyond that, you get the second surge toward the end of the week and weekend. You got some temperatures here that are 12, 13, 14 degrees below average at that point, and that's also when average came down a little bit, okay? So this is going to be pretty chilly when we get to late in the weekend, this upcoming weekend. The good news with this is at least you're going to see some sun out of this, okay? We're not looking at any precipitation except for maybe a few lake effect snow showers here on Thursday for those far northern interior areas, same areas that are have the opportunity for snow on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday is a partly cloudy day otherwise, besides those lake effect snow showers, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we are going with mostly sunny skies as high pressure starts to build into the region, and again, very cold temperatures we're looking at going through this upcoming weekend. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for November 14th, 2022. Have a great Monday.